Just when you think you know what to expect, there's that rare Odyssey episode that turns your whole world upside down. Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome to the second year of Odyssey Geek. Today I'm gonna finally finish my review of Album 62 as I talk about arguably the most debated episode in the fan community in a long time. I'm referring to Legacy Parts 1 and 2. Okay, let's do this. I think Part 1 of Legacy has the most jarring opening of any Odyssey episode, with the Some Little Corner of the World song playing. Even with Chris's greeting, it wasn't very Odyssey-like at first. Once it was shown that it was just Jules singing along with her music, it made more sense. It's an okay song, but definitely not worthy of its winning an Avery Award for Best Song. I noticed that Nathan Hoobler played the delivery guy again, like he did in The Grass is Always Greener. I wonder if he'll get a name soon. I was totally blindsided by the announcement of Tom Riley's death. It really hit close to home. I know I cried some after I heard about Walker Edmiston's passing for the first time, and I cried some too when his character passed away as well. However, like so many others, I felt that the impact of a major character dying was cheapened some because we learned about it so far after it happened. Don't get me wrong, I kinda like that they finally addressed the issue about whether Tom's character would come back or not, but I kinda wish Tom would just mention every once in a while in the show, or not at all. That way, when we listen to old episodes with Tom in it, we wouldn't get sad thinking about him being dead now. However, I totally understand why they didn't do another life expectancy story, since that one was done pretty recently. I know it wasn't planned like this, but Tom's very last lines on the show, back in Suspicious Finds, were "I'm alright! I'm alright!" when he fell off a ladder or the roof of Wit's End. I guess maybe he wasn't alright. I really enjoyed the characters of Cornel Westcott and the Westcott girls. The actors for all of them did a great job. Their continual adding similar lines after each other like, "Oh dear, oh my, Oklahoma," was fun. I think that they would be too over the top for regular characters, but I would enjoy hearing from them every once in a while, especially if they do more sketches like Return of the Reprobate 8. As I've said before in my review of Angels in Horsehair, I really enjoyed the character of Becky. The amount of wise and mature adults on the show has been brought back to normal after the loss of Jack and Joanne Allen. The show that is performed in Part 2 is pure fun. The songs and the humor in it reminded me a lot of Jungle Jam. I loved it. There are so many jokes in this, and they come at a fast pace, so it's a good idea to listen to this part at least 2 times. That way you can pick up some stuff that you didn't catch the first time. Some of my favorites include the parrot saying goodbye after a guy tells Polly goodbye, but the day isn't over, continuing the song, burning down the water supply, Tiny Voice's lines, and of course the cricket joke. The use of the intermission for the play was a real unique one. I love it when episodes have a natural pausing in the middle for the commercial break. There were so many songs in these 2 parts, and I liked pretty much all of them. The only song I didn't really care for was Some Little Corner of the World. I really enjoyed the Stop song for the Telegram, and the song for the Reprobate 8. However, I would have to say my favorite song is 3 Cheers for a Happy Ending. I love the lyrics for it, and it can really get stuck in your head. I kinda figured that Tom's farm wouldn't really be sold. I would have been very surprised if it was. If it was sold, I would assume the people that didn't like how Tom's death was handled will be up in arms. I just hope that the new purpose for the farm doesn't fade away like the Timothy Center did. I know it wouldn't be the same without Tom, but I think running the Timothy Center as it was before is a better plan. I have to say that the sound design and the music for both parts were stellar. All the cartoony sound effects were perfectly timed for the bevy of jokes in this sketch. Will Ryan did a wonderful job writing some very memorable songs. I can't forget John Campbell's score and his amazing talents on display in Legacy. I especially like the opening and closing music for Part 2. Like I said earlier, this episode is very controversial. However, I think Bob from the Soda Shop message boards summarizes these episodes well. When people address the subplots, and especially the Western, as silly or forced, though, I think they miss a good part of what Walker and Tom Riley were about. While he was sometimes consumed with emotions brought on from the past, overall, Tom very much lived in the moment. His character was upbeat, down to earth, not at all self-conscious, and liked to have a good time. Also, the actors and writers had worked with Walker for many years, and I'm sure they were inspired by their knowledge of him. We can conjecture from his time on the show, and his portfolio elsewhere, that he probably had a lot in common with his character. It's not unlikely that he liked westerns, and the kinds of skits that they did on AIO, especially in its earlier years. Over the Airwaves comes to mind, and they felt it would be appropriate to include something like that into a tribute. It seems that a good part of Walker Edmondson and Tom Riley's legacy was and is living and having fun doing it, which the characters and actors seem to do in spades. So, what better tribute? I'm not sure that having an episode 2-parter like Life Expectancy would have fit either the actor or the character's personality. And in any case, it would be more than a little odd to try to do something in that style now, after not mentioning him at all since album 50. I'm still kinda conflicted on how I feel about part 1, but I think I can still give it 4 out of 5 stars. As for part 2, which pretty much stands out on its own, I can wholeheartedly give it 5 stars out of 5. Great job, Phil Lawler, you knocked that one out of the park. Overall, I really enjoyed Let's Put On a Show. Album 62 is definitely one of my favorite albums since the second hiatus, and definitely my favorite of the 6-episode albums so far. That's it! Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can find out immediately when new videos come out. I'm also on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can get updates on all things Odyssey Geek. I'd love to know what you thought of Legacy. What did you think of how Tom's death was handled? Which of the songs were your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Well, it's time for me to mosey on out of here. Happy trails! Oh. Wait a minute. What happened to Agnes?